Hello everyone, Sasha here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the newest purchase I made, the Hoka Bondi 6 running shoe. Now about 9 months ago, I decided I wanted to take up running. That was for a few different reasons. One was to lose weight, the other one was to add a de-stressing agent into my life from my work at the end of the day. So previously to that, enjoyed hiking a lot. And the hiking shoes I often used was these Fila toe shoes that was minimalist and allowed my foot a very wide pattern that was very breathable. I tried using these shoes to run in, and I noticed after about a month of running in them that I had continuous pain in my ankles, in my knees, and in my back. This is for different reasons altogether, one being that I'm extremely flat-footed, and whenever I run, I generate a lot of shock. The other one is just the terrain that I'm running in now. Previously, it had been more on natural ground, dirt. Now it's pavement. And I do a circuit around my local university. I run on a daily basis about a 5K, which is 3.2 miles, but it averages more closely to about 4 miles that I do on a daily basis. So as I started talking to my friends about what I can do about the pain that I experienced at the end of the run, I was told that my issue was I needed to get shoes specifically designed as shock absorbent. And it was mentioned to me to purchase these Hoka Bondi 6 shoes. They had great reviews, and I thought they would be very good for what I had in mind. I will be going to Europe in a couple of weeks, and I will be gone for 10 weeks during that time for business purposes. As a result, I want a shoe that I can rely on and that can really allow me to put a lot of miles on during that time without falling apart, without generating a lot of pain. So I purchased these shoes and put them on, and immediately I loved the feel of them. They were comfortable. They did sit above the ground a lot higher than I expected, and that kind of worried me at first because I had to get used to it because I'm used more to these zero gravity type of shoes where it doesn't sit off the ground a lot and it's minimalist. So that had a curve that I had to learn. But as I started running in these, I noticed right off the bat at the end of my run that instead of it taking me about 40 minutes to complete my 4 miles, that I was able to complete it in about 32 minutes. I actually was completely winded, which is unusual at this point of running 9 miles because the reason I would stop was due to the pain in my knees and ankles, not because of my lack of conditioning. So I realized that these shoes added about a minute and a half per mile to my sprint, which is perfect. The other thing was at the end of it, I did not have the ankle pain, the knee pain, or the lower back pain. So this in fact did resolve my issue of those pains. My only concern with these is with the narrow pattern of it itself. As I was filling out the shoes, I noticed right at the lateral arc, it's very tight. And because I'm flat-footed, my foot fills out tighter here. As I started running, I started feeling it slowly abrade away at my arc. And by the time I was done with that 4 miles, I had blisters on both of my feet in that same exact area, which is very concerning. But I know everyone's feet is differently, and perhaps mine is unique in this area alone. However, I'm going to try and continue to push through that. Maybe as I get these broken in, it will allow me to have more room, and I can get over that. The other issue that I kind of realized was I was running in a dry day, but in a very bougie neighborhood. So of course they have to have their sprinklers on to water their grass. And as I ran through some of the wet pavement, I did notice some slipping on the pavement, mainly because now I am running a lot faster. But I think it was also due to the nature of the padding or the grips at the bottom. Whenever it gets wet, there was a little bit of slipping, but overall I didn't experience nothing serious. So overall, just from my first couple of 5Ks that I ran in these, they did resolve my issue with respect to the shock that my feet generate from my flat-footedness. However, they created other issues, and that is that now I'm causing blisters on my foot, and I do wear socks when I run, so that is a concern that I'm hoping will resolve itself, but perhaps I will have to consider another means of shoes that will give me a wider pattern with while still giving me that support. These did require some getting used to because of how high it was off the ground. And I did notice as I was turning that I did do a bit of a lateral tweak. I think I misstepped, but these things kind of exacerbated that because of how high they are off the ground and me having to get used to that. So I slightly turned my ankle, nothing major, but it's just, again, a learning curve I have to get to. So overall, it helped with my pain in the knees and the back. It also significantly increased my sprinting speed. I was kind of concerned due to the extra weight that these things have compared to my minimalist shoes, that it actually might decrease my speed, but in fact it did the opposite, and that was because I didn't have all the fatigue generated from running on minimalist shoes. So that was great. The other alternative to that, of course, is just having to get used to running in these higher off the ground style of shoes, and perhaps hoping that they will widen out, and if not, maybe adding some Dr. Soles to add more of a padding between the shoes and my foot itself, so that way I don't continue to rub my lateral arches as I run. Overall, I would definitely recommend these shoes. If you're more into having wider foot space, perhaps these aren't the best shoes to get, but they definitely overall help in the support and actually increase the overall speed at which you run. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I wish you the best.